It also introduces another interesting aspect, well, at least these two shots do. In the past few shots, we've seen Diddy pretty much riding Donkey Kong's back, but in this next shot with the barrel cannons, we've seen them completely separated and wandering around on their own. And this gives hints of something which, just checking my information, yep, Retro Studios have confirmed that not only can Diddy jump off your back like in the good old days, but there is also two-player co-ops.
Wow, they're putting that in everything nowadays.
Yeah, although to be fair, this may just be me, the optimistic thinking. I may have to go back and rewatch it again, but it doesn't look like there'll be any of that bumping problems that happened in New Super Mario.
Oh, good.
Yeah, again, that part hasn't been confirmed, and I may have to rewatch this again, but I don't think that happened. Because to be honest, I got in the way a lot of the times, although I will admit I did enjoy the co-op play for that game.
Yeah, so hopefully they implement it well and fix the problems.
Yeah. Oh, one last brief thing, just because this reminded me. We also see that DK and Diddy have hearts by their thing now, which is presumably acts like a health system. Some people have raised objections over this because, you know, oh my god, they're making it too easy now, but, well, to be honest, consider we just had DK and Diddy attacked by raining cannonballs from all sides.
Yeah, this may actually be a saving grace for things to come.
Oh yes. Roll footage. Holy crap! Did I just see an octopus tear a ship apart in there?
I have but one thing to say, and this is odd because I've never even watched the movie it came from. Release the Kraken!
Admittedly, it's an octopus rather than a squid, but it's close to the bean. And yeah, if memory serves, we're gonna see the octopus try and grab you in some of the sections later on. So yeah, if every single level is gonna have a giant octopus crush a giant ship before coming after you, I'm gonna be pretty terrified.
Yeah, you're not going to be the only one, especially the close-ups of that octopus. Those are pretty damn human eyes.
Yeah.
That's creepy. That's very creepy.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of background, there was two things we also saw vaguely. We saw briefly DK using the barrel cannons to escape exploding pillars, which one thing I noticed is kind of like Little Big Planet, the characters seem to be able to go from foreground to background, and it appears the barrel cannons will be helping with that, which that's an interesting new dimension, I've got to say.
Yeah, and I suppose it would work, given that this is a platformer and only has so many dimensions you can access. That might actually be quite interesting.
Indeed. Roll footage. Okay, a few more things to comment on here. First of all, return of com letters. Yay.
Because no Donkey Kong game after, what was it, 1 is complete without him.
Yep, I think only King the Swing and Donkey Kong 64 had a lack of them, but meh. And the second thing that people might have noticed pretty quickly, mine carting over lava.
Yeah, that is a new dimension of mine carting, and it actually, quite frankly, terrifies me because those levels were not my forte.
Yeah, they were the ones that gave me the most trouble for the Donkey Kong playthrough. By the way, I'll be getting back to that soon. That's just had a few technical difficulties to get through. And last but not least, this may be a brief discussion, just because, well, I probably won't get to talk about it afterwards. A few seconds beforehand, not only did we see Diddy using the jetpack again, we also saw Donkey Kong fighting some of the foot soldiers. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of upset that the Kremlins haven't shown. In fact, Retro Studios have kind of slammed the nail in the coffin by saying several times there'll be no crocodiles in this game. Which, yeah, I'm kind of torn about this, because on the one hand, I can understand where they're coming from, since, you know, they've been the main villains of the Donkey Kong franchise for, well, practically forever. So it's kind of sad to see them go, but on the other hand, I'm not, I don't object to the idea of new villains, just as long as they're pretty memorable and threatening. I mean, Cat Glider wasn't exactly Bowser, but she was still a terrifying villain in her own game, so...
Yeah. I can definitely see why they chose to change villains around, because frankly, after getting their asses whooped so many times, you'd think the Kremlings would have just given up by now.
True. And plus, to be fair, some people may say that type of villain is the type that keeps reoccurring, but I will be honest, as someone who's kind of recently replayed the whole interactive thing we saw in Mega Man 9 and 10, I'm getting pretty sick of that series just shoehorning Wily as the main villain, even and just, it's not surprised anymore when it's revealed, oh my god, Wily's behind it all along. Yeah, he's always been behind it all along. It's not a surprise.
Yeah, there's no surprise to be had once you basically know the habit of every single game.
Yeah, so at least this is kind of keeping things interesting. So, yeah, for better or for worse, I kind of welcome the Tikis. I just hope they can, well, prove to be a terrifying threat. So, with that said, roll footage.
People, I have but one thing to say. DK Punch!
Yeah, or Giant Punch, depending on how nerdy you want to get.
Seriously, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, true. I think it's a must be... Sorry, you go ahead.
Only thing that's missing is the Fiery Falcon.
True.
Or in this case, a Fiery Ape.
I've got to admit, the opening shot of DK punching the tribal head of his fist, that is a pretty good shot to end the trailer on.
Yeah, and then the poor Tiki guy going flying into another dimension. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and not quite, and frankly not as sadistic as Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So.
Yeah, at least these guys just stole his bananas.
That is also true. And they don't get their tongues pulled out or beaten to death.
Yes. And they're not just sleeping either. They're taking an active role in these things.
Yes.
No harmless Tikis were harmed in the making of this game. Anyway,
roll footage. And there it is. Donkey Kong Country returns.
Yep. In full glory.
Hooray!
It looks awesome.
Indeed. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the title, since Donkey Kong Country Returns is pretty long, but other than that, yeah, I would say that was a pretty kick-ass trailer. It showed you a lot of gameplay features, and frankly, if every single level's going to be like the one with the octopus crushing the ship and then going after you, and the firing minecart level, it should be a pretty fun game.
Yeah, that'll... yeah, if a bit terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some kind of naysayers who, say it looks like it might be a gimmicky platform that relies on visuals, but, whilst those people can rot in hell as far as I'm concerned,
We okay here?
Yeah, yes, I'm okay. I did have a point to that. I will say it does actually look like a lot of fun. Even if it doesn't kind of match up to the originals, it does look like it will be a blast to play with at the very least, so...
Yeah, so there's something to look forward to at least.
Yeah, and plus, hey, this is the guys who made Metroid Prime, admittedly. I haven't played the Metroid Prime trilogy, but from what I've heard, that's good enough in itself, so...
Yeah,
I
so
don't...
there is hope for the future despite this being on the Wii.
We should probably be closing this up, so... Yeah, in summary, trailer is awesome, game looks even more awesome, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope Retro Studios take their time to produce what is, frankly, looking like a really great game. So, that was me, the Joey Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader. Again, Donkey Punch!